leave the relationship because they want to save face. They want to look like, they hung in there. But that brings to mind. I was talking to a friend, and they were telling me how they felt like, it's so important that it's like we kind of have it twisted, but it's important to stay and hang in there with someone in a relationship. And that is true, but the part where we get it twisted is when it becomes dangerous. So, and then what do we classify as danger? But back in the day, we were taught, to stay in there, hang in there. And, you hear people talk about how they've been in a relationship 30, 40, 50 years, and they say, ooh, we've been through some ups and some downs. And then, they don't share what those downs were. You know what I'm saying? They don't share that they used to get cussed out a lot or slapped around or whatever the case may be until the person got too old or arthritis kicked in where they couldn't slap them no more, or...
No, she did say arthritis. Vicky.
I mean, that sounds comical, but that's real life stuff right there. That's real life stuff right there. I've heard of stories where a person was abusive physically to their spouse, and then they stopped because they couldn't do it anymore because their body wouldn't allow them. And they still there yet with them.
So basically, the arthritis saved their life or the other person's life. Amen on that. And then,
but it's a thing where people feel like, or it's a generation of people. Because I think the new generation is not thinking that way as much. But there's a generation that's like we stay in there through thick and thin, and thick and thin has to do with the abuse too. Like abuse is in that thick and thin, but they don't look at it as abuse. They just look at it as we just had a rough time or we just had a fork in the road or a hiccup in our relationship.
Amen. And then, we're tunnel vision, and for new people that are listening, our show is about whatever we talk about. There's always going to be more than one side to the story. So we try to express that when we're doing our show, no matter what the subject matter may be. And there may be times where me and Miss Vicky might see things differently, but we still respect one another and love one another. So that's what we try to promote, no matter what your opinion is, to still have respect for that opinion. So on that note, the reason why I brought that up is because there may be, but as Vicky was saying, some people, they go through the long haul and they still together. We personally know some people that went through it and are still together today, and they made it through. They worked it out, and they're still together today. There's no more domestic violence. So there are situations where couples have went through domestic violence, and they went to counseling, they worked it out, they're not doing it anymore, and we applaud them. But we also want to tell you,
I think the same people that you're talking about, which is not a secret, and I'm not going to say their name, but it's not a secret because they speak about it. But my point is that we need to let people know that they did separate for a time.
Okay.
They didn't stay together the whole time. So we want people to know, like, if you're in that type of situation, that it's okay to leave, and then if things can work out, then you guys can work it out later and you get the proper help that you need. But don't stay there thinking that, I heard that so-and-so, or I've heard people that stayed and it got better. No, they didn't stay together. They were separated. They were not together anymore, and they got back together.
Amen. So it is possible, but you have to be willing to put in the work. And then when we say work, that means like counseling, talking to one another, respecting one another's viewpoint. So it does take work, but at the end of the day, it takes work in any relationship.
Well, I want to get back to the point that we're talking about, too, because we're talking about how it affects children, how it affects our kids. So the other thing is, which we did go over some of this stuff. We went over, sometimes people stay because of the children. they feel like they don't want to break the family up, or they don't want to mess the kids up. They have this thought in their mind that if they leave the father of their children, which is their husband, or if they leave the mother of their children, which is the wife, that they're going to mess up the children, when it's actually the other way around. If you stay in an abusive relationship, it's affecting the kids. So that's what we touched on as well in these couple of weeks.
So we're going to go down this list about the safety plan, which is important to prepare ahead of time. We're not saying, oh, you go tell the person, or I'm going to leave. In some situations, that has been fine, and they tell them and they leave them alone. But most of the time, that don't happen that way. And you have to plan, and you might have to stay there a little longer until you're able to do it. So we're going to go down, this is called a safety plan, and we're going to go down the list. So here we go. And this is, even if you don't leave right away, creating a safety plan can help you know what to do if your partner abuses you again. It can help you be more independent when you leave. Your safety plan will help you be prepared. Here we go. Identify a safe friend or friends and a safe place to go. So that's in let me share where this information came from. So don't people be DJ Nika, Miss Vicky,
And plus you can just have a reference.
Right.
They can have a reference tool to go back and look at it.
Yes. So this is from online. This is from the Office of Women's Health, womenshealth.gov, /relationships and safety domestic violence, leaving abusive relationships, number 3. Okay, here we go. Let me read it again. Identify a safe friend or friends and a safe places to go. So to elaborate a little bit more, create a code word to use with friends, family, or neighbors to let them know you are in danger without the abuser finding out. If possible, agree on a secret location where they can pick you up. That is very good information because you don't want the abuser to know what you're doing, and you got to use wisdom when you're trying to leave. And believe it or not, myself and Miss Vicky, we have a code. And that's just on a regular. We check in with each other when we go out. We check in to make sure we're at home. And then we even have a code that we put on our phone, And I won't share what it is, but as long as me and her know what it is. Okay. Next one. Keep an alternate cell phone nearby. Try not to call for help on your home phone or on a shared cell phone. Your partner might be able to trace the numbers. If you don't have a cell phone, you can get a prepaid cell phone. Some domestic violence shelters offer free cell phones. Yes, I have known that to be true because I've seen them. Yes, go ahead.
And then the other thing is they have, for people who can't afford it, mental health, they give out free phones too. So that might be a resource you can check out and see if you qualify for it.
Thank you, Miss Vicky. The next one
211. Call 211 and you can find out about that.
Yes. The next one is memorize the phone numbers of your friends, your family, or shelters. I'm not trying to be funny before I go into serious. Yeah, because just on a regular, it ain't got nothing to do with domestic violence. I got a whole bunch of numbers in my phone. And
if you don't memorize them, I have another suggestion. Oh, I just interrupt you, but I have another suggestion. Email it to yourself. Because I already know today's age, that's less likely to happen, to memorize people's phone number. So just email it to yourself. Email it to set up an email account that's, that your partner don't know about, and email those numbers there. That's what my suggestion is.
Amen. And I just want to be a little comical. I have many numbers in my phone, and I talk to Miss Vicky every day, maybe 3 or 4 times a day. And there are some times you would have thought I've memorized her number, and sometimes I got to look on the phone and be like, what's her number again? God dug it. Okay, and that's just on a regular. So this is extra. So memorize your phone numbers of your friends, family, or shelters. If your partner takes your phone, if you memorize it, or take Miss Vicky's suggestion, email it to yourself. If he takes your phone, you will still be able to contact loved ones or shelters for a safe place to stay. And we're saying he, because most of the time, in the media, it's the man, but the same thing goes for a woman. If it's the woman beating up the man, men memorize the numbers. Find a faithful friend you can talk to and help you. Okay, have a code with your friend. Okay, next one, make a list of things to take if you have to leave quickly. Let me say that again. Make a list of things to take if you have to leave quickly. And it's certain things. You can't take everything. You're trying to leave. You're trying to start over. You can't take everything. Okay. So have that moment, that sentimental moment of value. If you got to cry, because you got to leave it, have that moment. Because when it's time to go, you got to go. Okay? You probably needs a quick little backpack and a backpack for your kids, and you can only put so much in there. Where you're trying to go, you can start all over, get clothes, do whatever you need to do. So,
and
as you're making
at the end of the day, I just got to say this. At the end of the day, if you can't grab nothing, leave everything.
Because yourself is important at the end of the day. That's what matters, you and your children. Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure you got a little money in your pocket because you got to eat, Even if you got to drink some water, you got to feed your children if you're taking the children on your own. Okay.
Or you just make sure that you're connected with someone who can financially help you if you don't have the money. Because we don't want you to have any reason to.
Yes.
But if you're talking about planning ahead, then maybe you can put coins to the side, like start saving up coins.
Yeah, like put pennies in your jar. You know how that goes, yeah.
Okay, so that adds up.
Make a list of things to take if you have to leave quickly. So giving you more detail, what that means is important identified documents and money are probably your top priority, such as, your money, such as your ID, such as passport, those things. Those are things you should just make sure you have so you can leave quickly.
Birth certificate, Social Security card. Because those are the things
together.
that Social Security card, you don't have to pay for it, but it takes time to get it replaced. Birth certificate, you would have to pay for. So if there's any kind of way that you can, if there's any kind of way that you can, grab that would be great.
Yes, and then it also says get these items together and keep them in a safe place. Keep them in a safe place where your partner will not find them. If you are in an immediate danger, leave without them, just like Miss Vicky was saying. If you in danger and he, handling his business, beating you up, then you have to leave that alone. You have to leave that behind. But if you're in a situation where he's not bothering you and you planning it out, have these things in a safe place. The old saying back in the day, put your money under the mattress, okay? Put your stuff under the mattress or get a safe or whatever. Moving on.
I don't know about the safe and the mattress.
What'd you say?
I don't know about those two things, the safe and the mattress.
Why not? Let's have a conversation. Why not? That's too much.
Because if you're living with your partner that's abusive, the mattress is not a good hiding place.
Oh, you're right. I didn't think about that. You're right. Thank you.
That's predictable.
Yeah, you're right.
And in a safe, how are they gonna walk out the door with the safe?
No, just hide it in there, and then when they leave that safe there. But, ladies and gentlemen, what did I tell you earlier? The name of our show is what?
I don't suggest the safe.
Yeah, okay, got you. Ladies and gentlemen, what did we say our name of our show was? Tunnel Vision.
Because if you planning ahead and you're trying to keep it a secret, how are you going to put something in the safe without them finding out?
I got you.
Because obviously they're going to have access to the safe. Because if they're abusive, they're controlling. That comes with it.
Miss Vicky, I
so
got
they need
you.
To have every access possible.
I got you, Miss Vicky. I said, thank you for bringing that to my attention. I said that already. Okay, we having a tunnel vision moment.